All right, I've started recording, so you may type your names for attendance. And then this is the order. Hang on, where's the chat box? Chat box. All right. If Jonalyn comes during her turn, then she'll be the fourth. If not, we'll skip her until she can do her speech. All right. Did I miss anybody? Steph won't be here. Michelle, we will see if she'll be able to make it. I haven't received a message from her. FYI, I allowed Vince to use a PowerPoint only as part of his introduction. Just as part of his introduction. And after that, he will render his speech with no other visuals. Yeah, I looked at his introduction. So you will share your screen, no, Vince? So when it's your turn, I have to give you permission. All right. So, hang on a minute. Abby, let me just pull up your outline. Time limit. What is our time limit? Is it 4 minutes to 6 or 5 to 7? 3 to 5? Let me.
I guess it's 4 to 6, ma'am.
Is it 4
I think it's 1 po. Just kidding.
1 minute.
4 to 8.
Really? You are that persuasive that you can get all of our agreement and commitment in 1 minute. Let me just double check. Because I need to set my timer also. 4 to 6, yeah. It is 4 minutes minimum. Thanks, Raya. 6 minutes max. So, no notes. Well, no, your cheat sheet should only just be bullet points. No long paragraphs or whatever in your cheat sheet. Nothing in front of you. Yeah, like a big manila paper taped to your wall. Nothing in front of your computers. Okay. All right. So, Abby. Ready? Oh. I need my timer. Oh. Stopwatch. All right. Again, if I do this, hopefully you can see. It means you've already crossed the 6-minute line. So you have to wrap up, but every 10 seconds over, you'll get 1 point deduction. Right? You may begin.
Education, the act or process of being educated. Educating ourselves is something we spend many years of our lives doing here in school. But we also are constantly learning throughout our lives, from when we're born to even our senior years. Education is viewed as something very valuable. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." John F. Kennedy said, "A child miseducated is a child lost." Education is viewed as something powerful and essential in life. Yet, the education system itself is declining in its quality, declining in its budget, and declining in the number of teachers. Without a secure budget, without the number of teachers, that won't allow students to have a quality education, something that the world advocates for. So that is why I think that teachers should get paid more, because of the lack of teachers, their extended working hours, and their influence on the students' performance. Many people are uninterested to go into the profession of teaching, and some teachers are even leaving the profession entirely because of the lack of interest and of its salary. This lack of interest causes the lack of teachers. 76% of responders to a time poll said that they agreed that many people won't go into teaching because it doesn't pay enough. And 8% of teachers in the US each year leave the profession entirely. This issue of the lack of teachers can cause problems and create a poor learning condition for students, like overcrowded classrooms, the limited number of subjects being offered, and current teachers being overworked. Secondly, teachers have extended and outside working hours and responsibilities. Before and after school, teachers still need to grade papers, plan their lessons, prepare for their class, and even have meetings with parents, administration, or other staff. Those are requirements for their job, but since they're not physically teaching in a classroom to their students, they are not getting paid. Lastly, the quality of the teacher will affect the student's performance. Many teachers actually work multiple jobs just to provide for themselves and their families. 18% of teachers in the US work second jobs outside of the school system. Those teachers aren't able to dedicate all of their time and energy because they are either tired or occupied with their other responsibilities with their other jobs. Tired and unprepared teachers will ultimately affect the students' ability to learn. But if they had more time to prepare and teach better, that will affect the students in their class to be able to learn better as well. To conclude, if education is something that the world and society deems as important and valuable, there should be more priority in providing and taking care of the education system, and which includes its teachers, to ensure an effective and exceptional learning environment for the students to learn and grow in knowledge and character.
4 minutes, 16 seconds. So you made it. When you said to conclude, I looked at the stopwatch. Make sure you're already over 4 minutes. Well, you convinced me because you were talking about me. Low salary, overworked, different jobs. So you chose a topic that's very relevant to me. Alright, hang on a minute. Let me just finish typing my comments. Who is next? Paul Dalilan. Hang on a minute. If you want to use your timer, that's okay, but it might be to your distraction also. But yeah, if you want to do so, that's fine. Denry, oh, so were you able to hear Abby's speech?
50% po, or maybe 60.
What happens? You hear something and then silence and then something, it breaks?
Yes. Apo.
Ah, okay.
Mga
So
2 seconds or maybe 5 minsan nga. Ang silence. Okay. Then, narinig ko kayo ulit.
Okay. Let's see, no? If after a minute or two of your speech, if we can still hear what you're saying, then just go on. If I don't stop you, just go on. If you don't but if I'm stopping you and you don't hear me, I'll just say this. Time purse. Okay? Which means we cannot really hear you. So
okay, let's bring it on.
I'm just writing my comments, but the grades I'll just give you during our break. Okay, so Denry, let me see. There. Okay. All right. You may begin.
Physical inactivity kills twice as much obesity and as many people as smoking. So there are so many people now are trying hard to live life longer, but failing to neglect the one and most important thing in their life, to live an active lifestyle. Because nowadays, 1 out of 10 person died because of inactive lifestyle or lack of exercise or living in a sedentary lifestyle without doing sports, without doing active life, or maybe just walk, just living in their own homes, in their couch. They are just like a scotch potato. Wala silang ibang ginagawa kundi manood lamang ng TV or magtrabaho gamit ang kanilang laptop, nakaupo lang ng maybe 10 hours a day and without any kind of moving or something that can make their energy goes up and then make their mood boost. So there's so many problems nowadays, but one of this is an active lifestyle. So 1 out of 10 people, according to the Cambridge University researchers, that says that 1 out of 10 died because of lack of exercises or sedentary lifestyles. So I have a question now. Why should you exercise every day? Why exercise is so important? There are 2 answers of that. There are 2 reasons that I can give you right now. Number 1, because of health risk. Number 2, because of physical and mental health benefits. Now we go to the first reason. Because of health risk and because of health risk of physical inactivity. There are 2 things about that. Greater risk of slowing down your overall physical function. So kung hindi ka gumagalaw, you're just like a machine or isang metal. If you don't move or you don't use a metal or something, a knife, it will get rusted or walang saysay ito or mahirapan kang gumamit. Or kung meron kang motorcycle, if you don't use it for 1 year or 2 years or even months, kakalawangin ito. So the first reason of that is greater risk of slowing down your overall physical function. Number 2, greater risk of health problems. So what kind of problems? Stroke, metabolic syndrome, high blood pressure, or type 2 diabetes, di ba? Or depression, anxiety, and many types of cancer, and also arthritis and many more. And you know, many people nowadays have the biggest problem of their life because of depression. But one thing na makaka-survive sila nito or they can find solution is they will move or do some exercises or do some sports so that malibang sila at malimutan nila yung mga stress in their lives. So number 2 reasons of health risk because of physical inactivity is greater risk of health problems. So what is the solution now? Because of physical and mental health benefits, that's the second reason now that exercise are important. Number 1, why it is important into our lives and doing it every day? Because 1, exercise controls weight. So kung ikaw ay nag-exercise, kung ikaw ay ayaw mong tumaba, ayaw mong pumayat, gusto mo lang tamang-tama lang, you are healthy and fit, mag-exercise ka araw-araw. Diba? Kung kumain ka ng marami, or just do a run for 1 hour or just walk briskly. So you're just gonna burn the food that you've eaten. And number 2, exercise combats health conditions and diseases. So it combats sa mga problema natin like diabetes, like stroke. You know, most people have stroke because they live a sedentary lifestyles. Yung mga taong walang ginagawa, yung mga taong lagi lang kumakain ng mga matataba, or yung mga tao lang nanonood lamang ng Netflix, binge movies ba yan? Or something else. Or high blood pressure. Kaya nga na-high blood yung mga tao kasi wala silang ginagawang mabuti sa kanilang buhay. Diba? Or they don't move anything in their lives. And also, depression and anxiety. Mostly, yung mga taong hindi nag-exercise they are full of anxiety and depressed in their lives sometimes. But you know, exercise keeps your mood become good if you do exercises. And that's the 3 reasons that exercise is so good because it improves your mood. I can give you an example. When my girlfriend broke me up, after an hour, I went to gym and I forget everything. And number 4, exercise boosts energy. So meron kang ginagawa, if you do exercises, just walk every day or after you wake up after an hour, then you go walk briskly or just walk with your dog or with your child. It improves your energy and improves your mood. Number 5, exercise promotes better sleep. Alam nyo ba, nung hindi ako nag-exercise, napakahirap talagang matulog. And you know that, kung pagod ka, madali lang makatulog. Maganda yung katawan mo ngayon dahil nag-exercise ka, kumain ka na mabuti, then, you know, it improves sleep. You can sleep much better than you don't exercise. Number 6, exercise can be fun and social. You know, kailangan po talaga nating mag-exercise. And, you know, and exercise is not boring. Doing something that can make you motivate, like doing some sports, diba? That's form of an exercise. Or basketball, or anything. Hindi yung chess kasi yung mind lang yun eh. Hindi ka gagalaw nun eh. Mata mo lang at yung kamay mo eh. At isip ng gagalaw. Not your body initially. And that's the reason why exercise is so important and vital in our lives. So now the question is, how can you start exercising every day? How can you start exercising every day? I have 4 suggestions here. You start in a small by just walking or brisk walking. Lakad ka lang.
Denry,
Yes,
can you hear me?
sorry.
I don't know if you saw me doing this, but you're already at the 7-minute
Oh no. Sorry.
seconds mark.
Okay. I'm
Alright.
sorry na.
Do you still want to give like a closing remark or that's fine na?
Closing remark. Okay. Sige po, conclusion.
Yes.
Physical inactivity has a health risk and is exercising every day has a physical and health benefits. And third, exercising every day helps you live longer and happier. God bless you po. Sobra na.
Yeah. Okay, hang on a minute. Oops.
Well, I'm persuaded even more because he had so much material.
I know. It seemed like you're talking about me again. Just at home, sitting, not going. Well, all of us are like that, no? Most of the time, we can't go out. So, yeah. So that's good. Yeah, good thing about it is your passion for the subject showed, no, that you're really convicted about what you're saying. Hang on a minute.
Do you hear me clearly po while
I heard you the whole time.
Okay.
There were times when your video freezes, but I can still hear what you were saying. Okay, so like I said, your grades, you'll get your grades later, but I have comments. Okay. Who's next? Who did I say is next? Faith. Where are you? There you are. Faith. Right.
Start na po.
You can start. Yep.
To eat or to sleep, to study or to take a nap, to shower or maybe not. In this life, we are to make decisions, whether we will skip or we will pursue something. And this afternoon, I wanted to talk about something that is important, that even well-known people values it. Some people like Einstein, Napoleon, and Edison. And I hope that you will be motivated to value it as well. Well, I will not be talking about who took a shower today or not, but I will talk about something. What is importance of nap and why we should take a nap? As a college student, one of my struggles these days, aside from procrastination, projects, and caffeine, is sleep deprived. Sleep deprived because we all had a lot of early mornings and late nights because we wanted to finish reading projects, and we wanted to do some school stuff, church stuff, and a lot of stuff that we tend to not to sleep on the right time. And you know what happened to you when you're not sleeping on the right time. The next day, you'll either be grumpy, short tempered, out of focus, judgment impaired, unethical decisions, and many more. Your brain started to do a lot of things that is not actually, you're not actually thinking of, and anxiety increases, and then later on, your immune system will be damaged as well. And that is when we need siesta or afternoon naps. Afternoon naps always happen, well, after lunch, around 1 to 3 in the afternoon. Short naps is the one that is desirable instead of long naps. Short naps is around 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, and then longer naps is about 30 to a little later. For naps, I have two stages. Stage 1, 10 to 20 minutes. 10 to 20 minutes is also called as NASA nap or power naps or siesta or whatever you call it. Um, this is the time that wherein the information you learn will be processed. Your productivity, your creativity will be increased, cognitive function rejuvenate, and your mind will be refreshed as well. Stage 2 is 30 minutes to 90 minutes or more, wherein you will have deep sleep, wherein it's the time that you will have dreams, and that is not the time that is not the nap that we are desiring at afternoon. We want it at night. So 20 minutes is more of like a restful nap wherein you're still unconscious, your body starts to lower temperature, and your heart rate starts to slow down a bit. People say that naps are not for them. They are too busy to squeeze in naps. But actually, what is the good thing of naps is that, as I said earlier, you don't have to take naps longer. You have to take naps for at least 10 to 20 minutes to at least refreshen your mind, to rejuvenate your mind, to help you for the rest of your day to be awakened. Naps doesn't work for them, some of the people will say. Well, professionals say you might take longer naps or you might just have a little bit of nap. So I don't know if we call it nap. And professional also doesn't advise having naps for people who had sleeping disorders or people that had health issues. Also, professional says that for you to have a great nap, you can have it anywhere as long as you have rest. You can rest, you can do it on your desk, you can do it on your car, you can do it anywhere. Caffeine nap is also desirable because you can sip your coffee, make sure that you relax, and then you can sleep in. You can take the nap. But people say that caffeine will make you awake and be hype for the next hour. But then professional says that caffeine will will try to kick in for the next 30 minutes. So when the time you wake up from your nap, you're all energized and you are all refreshed. Some place in this world has nap pads wherein like people can sleep there for at least 20 minutes or more. Places like in Las Cruces, New Mexico, USA, schools there or some school there had nap pods wherein students can sleep there for at least 20 minutes between classes for them to have rest and be refreshed for the rest of the day. Also in Japan, they had nap pods and um, sleeping pods everywhere for the workers for them to sleep, because they do believe that when they nap, productivity and creativity increases. And for my conclusion, I don't want you to go to your boss or to your teacher or to your parents that I wanted to take a nap because science said so or fate said so. But I wanted you to go, I wanted you to set a goal and take a rest and be aware of your health and your limitations.
All right. 6 seconds. 6 seconds over. But you were able to get in your full conclusion, no, Faith? Yeah. All right. Okay. So you got your desired response, Faith. You've convinced Raya and Jared into taking naps. I don't think that's a good thing now when you're delivering your speech and you convince people to take naps while you're delivering your speech. All right. Who's next? Okay, Jonalyn. Where are you? We lost your video, Jonalyn.
Naririnig niyo po ba?
Yes, but we don't see you. Or I don't see you. Yeah, now. You are frozen though. So again, I'll stop you if we cannot really understand what you're saying, huh? But let's see if how it goes for the first minute of your speech. Do you want to start now?
Hello po, naririnig niyo na po ako?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
okay, you can get started.
bakit hindi dapat tanggalin ang asignaturang Filipino sa kolehiyo? Kamakailan lang, uminit ang issue tungkol sa naging desisyon ng Korte Suprema at ang umipila.
Okay.
Ang tanggol
Jonalyn.
at iba-ibang universidad.
Jonalyn, maybe we will try later or on Friday because you are frozen and there was like a 5-second silence during just your introduction. So we'll try again later. Maybe after the break, we'll get back to you. But if not, maybe we'll hope that, we lost you now. Okay, we'll just hope that her connection will be good on Friday. All right. Next. Who is next? Paul.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I don't really want to do this topic. All the other topics are so nice. So depressing.
Well,
Okay.
your topic is controversial, which
Yeah,
is
who
what
chose
we
this
asked,
topic?
right?
I should have just
So-
done drugs. Okay. All right, 1 second. I need to set something up. Okay. On August 9th, 2014, Michael Brown was walking down the street with his friend when suddenly he was stopped by a police officer investigating a crime. Witnesses then claim that the situation escalated with Michael Brown suddenly raising his hands up in the air and saying, "Hands up, don't shoot." But a few moments later, shots were fired and Michael Brown, an unarmed black man, was killed. This incident, along with a few others, helped spark the Black Lives Matter movement, along with nationwide protests and grief. And one major part of the Black Lives Matter narrative is that Black unarmed men are being hunted down by racially motivated police in record numbers. This is true. Let's look at the data together. Last year, there were 1,000 cases of lethal force used by the police. A quarter of this were Black. Now, this is concerning since Black Americans constitute only 13% of the population. So, does this mean they're overrepresented? Well, we have to take in consideration the crime statistics. And the fact of the matter is that Black Americans are more likely to commit crimes. Out of all the homicides, Black Americans are responsible for 50%. Out of all robberies, Blacks are responsible for 62%. Out of all assaults, Blacks are responsible for 45%, despite being only 13% of the population. Even less because it's not Black women who are committing these crimes, but young Black men. Okay, well, Black Lives Matter says, protesters say, no, well, we're talking about unarmed Black men, not, criminals who are fighting with the police. Okay, well, let me ask you, how many unarmed Black men were killed last year? What caused the nationwide protests, the massive rioting and looting? How many? 200? 100? The answer, 9. And police officers are 18 times more likely to be killed by a Black man than an unarmed Black man is to be killed by a police officer. Research has been done on this topic. Harvard economist Roland Fryer researched 1,000 police use of force, lethal use of force incidents, and concluded that there was zero evidence of racial bias. Washington State University researcher Lois James found out that actually cops were less likely to use violence against Blacks as compared to whites and Hispanics. Heather McDonald has devoted her entire life to this research and has concluded the same thing. But what about Michael Brown, right? Well, during investigation, they found that Michael Brown never said, "Hands up, don't shoot." He was never shot with his hands up. In fact, he had just committed a strong arm robbery and had charged the police officer with his DNA found on the police officer's weapon. But the posts were posted, the tweets were tweeted, and a movement was underway. Now, I am not saying that there are cases that are unjustifiable shootings, as in the case of George Floyd. That was terrible. Deaths, justified or unjustified, are never what we want. But that's not the point. The claim is that unarmed Black men are being hunted down by the police. And if this is false, the only purpose this rhetoric serves is to further inflame racial tensions. Okay, well, why are people mad? Why are they looting? Why are they rioting? Why are they protesting? Are they mad that Blacks are 13 times more likely to be homicidal victims, usually committed against them by other Blacks? Are they mad that the number one preventable cause of death of white Americans are car accidents, while for Blacks, it's homicide? Are they mad that in Chicago this year, there have been 3,000 shootings, 1,000 more than last year, despite the fact that this year hasn't even ended? No, they're mad because a white police officer killed an unarmed Black man. They're mad that a white man killed a Black man. They're mad that a white killed a Black. So let me ask you this question. Who are racially motivated again? I'll let you decide.
persuaded.
Thank you.
Okay, I can congratulate myself on making this very weird, intense now.
Let me finish my comments. Now that's not for me. All right. Okay. Next. Raya.
Can you hear me po?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay po.
Let me just pull up your signage sheet. And I'm sorry, Jared and the rest, we will prolong your suspense. After Raya, we will take our, it's 4:48. So after Raya, we will take our 10-minute break. And then we will listen to the others. So Jared, Vince, Hannah, and Michelle will be after our break. Where are you? Okay, Raya.
As this present COVID predicament has been looming for months all around the globe, there's this seemingly insignificant argument that people have been debating for: to wear or not to wear a face mask. You may say, Raya, isn't this obvious already? Or why are we even discussing this? But humor me for a while, since there are other people out there who are non-believers of the power of face mask. Don't get me wrong, each of us are entitled to our own personal convictions. Unfortunately, some people's conviction might even cost their life, or even others. For a few minutes, allow me to present to you some of the statements non-maskers use and have, and using situational logic and common sense to coax you into wearing masks. The most commonly used argument is the difficulty of breathing and the level of uncomfortability one experiences. It is true that wearing a mask might hinder you to inhale. It is true that wearing a mask might hinder you to get the maximum amount of oxygen you can inhale, and that it is just not comfortable to wear. Imagine those two tiny straps hanging on your ear for support, and how your voice are muffled when you speak, causing you to exert more effort in articulating your words. If that is your excuse, or that is your case why you're not wearing a face mask, then be my guest. Go ahead, remove your face mask. But do not complain later on when you can't breathe or you can't talk, you're having difficulty breathing when you are already intubated. Second, some people can buy face mask or even afford face mask, or there's a depletion of face mask. That is a very strong argument, and this is indeed very problematic, and it is very factual. However, if you're worried about your financial and prioritizing physical needs, such as food and supplies over the protective gear, I want you to imagine yourself paying for hospital bills as a COVID patient. In my research using the virtual library, Google, the total of average hospital bill as a COVID patient costs about $73,300. And once you pay your dues, there is no assurance that the doctors or even the fancy equipment may save your life. That's why there are other means of obtaining a face mask. Make your own. Not only do you save your life, but it provides you an opportunity to reduce, reuse, and recycle, and allows you to be more productive. Another is the deniability of the reality in which the virus exists, and that is only used so that people will be scared enough to ensure control to the government. According to the World Health Organization, as of September 22, 2020, there are a total of 30,949,804 COVID cases, and there are 959,116 deaths. If that would not convince you that COVID is real, then you could ask other people you know and ask them if they have lost someone that they love because of COVID. We have no definite proof whether if it is a man-made or natural virus. However, and if it is a man-made, we don't know what their main purpose is. However, the reality of people dying is a clear evidence that COVID does exist. Some may say that they possess a supernaturally strong immune system and that the virus would not be able to penetrate their health. Reports all around the world disprove that and clearly state that no one is exempt from the possibility of being infected with the virus. On September 3rd, 2020, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, a well-known and loved actor and a public health figure, has announced that he and his family were positive COVID carriers, proving that the virus is no respecter of no one, whether young, old, male, female, rich, or poor, or even considered one of the strongest and influential people known. There are a number of people who may be asymptomatic and seemingly in perfect condition. However, the truth is that they are slowly being consumed by the virus, and their days are numbered. In conclusion, I want to encourage each and every one of us not to be selfish. You may hold dearly your personal preferences of not wearing a mask, but consider those around you, especially your family. Think of their well-being and protect them by being protected.
Thank you. 5 minutes, 9 seconds. I actually forgot to time Paul. So I don't think you exceeded the 6 minutes.
4 minutes and 36 seconds.
You did use your own timer. All right. Okay, so 4:54, we will take 15 minutes. So longer break now so that I can go back and put my grades in for those who've done their speeches already. So we will come back 5:10. Okay? It's 4:55 in my watch. So 5:10. Yeah? See you in a bit.
Ilang minuto nga po, ma'am?
15 minutes. So 5:10. The recording, I paused it during our break. So you may go ahead and type your names for the second part. And then, where is my phone? Jared. Yes. I can hear you. All right. You may begin.
What if one day you were in an accident and you needed to pay for that accident? What if you needed something but you don't have enough money? What if an immediate family member badly needed some money? Will you be able to pay for those accidents? Will you be able to buy the things that you need? Will you be able to lend something for your family? If your answer is no, then we should start budgeting our money. There are lots of benefits when we budget our money. According to a site that I have read, there are 10 benefits when we budget our money. Although budgeting is needed, indeed more work, but it pays off with many life-enhancing benefits, such as increase your savings, gain financial control, increase your net worth, fourth, achieve your financial goals faster, reduce financial stress, get out of debt faster, minimize financial arguments, 8, prioritize your finances, 9, identify wasteful spending, and 10, improve your self-discipline. Creating a budget is really easy. There was a time when I was working at Accenture. I was still new to that company and I didn't try to budget my money. I just bought a lot of food and placed it in my bin. To my surprise, my account only had a small amount of money for that week. So I needed to control myself on buying foods. You know, when you get stressed out at work, you will want to eat a lot of food, especially sweet foods. That time I decided to start to budget my money. After planning and doing it, I was surprised that I save a lot of money. Sometimes I control myself when buying food just to save my money. I started budgeting by making a simple list. A list where my money goes to. The first one on my list is tithes and offerings. It's very important. It's very, very important. The second one is faith promise for world missions to support missionaries. Third, bills, foods, travel expenses, savings, and allowances. I know that the amount of money that I get from my company is confidential, so I'm going to use a made up amount. So let's use 20,000, for example, for starters. With this amount, I'm going to divide it into a list that I have made, 10% to tithes, and that will be 2,000. And then another 2,000 for faith plans, 2,000 for bills, 4,000 for food, 1,000 for travel expenses, 5,000 for savings, and 4,000 for allowances. All in all, 20,000. This is to keep me safe if my team invites me to a team meeting. There was also a time when my older sister was studying again that my parents didn't have money to give for her allowance. Since I have 4,000 on my allowance, I give half of it every time I get my pay. And with the other half, I bought food supply for my family. Another instance is when my parents already spent their money to send off my brother to Singapore. Since my brother needs to stay for 2 weeks there in Singapore to wait for his flight to Dubai, he needed some money to live for 2 weeks there. Thankfully, I was able to save a little money that we were able to send my brother to Dubai. Just think of those situations that we were in if we didn't budget and save our money. That would be hard for us and for my brother and for my sister. That is why it is better to save and budget your money for those kinds of situations. We don't know what will happen or when will it happen. We should be prepared when those circumstances arise. The 10 benefits of budgeting that I have mentioned earlier was just the tip of the iceberg. There are countless other advantages of following the budget. So what are you waiting for? Time to start budgeting.
Sorry, I keep forgetting to unmute myself. So that was 5 minutes. All right. Let me just finish my statement. Next, Vince. Is it you na? Is it you na?
Do you hear me po?
Yes.
I'm dying.
So, hang on a minute.
Ma'am, I will just screen share mamaya-maya po while I'm speaking po. Pero mamaya-maya pa kayo. So, kasama po na introduction ko.
Okay. Do you want to try it first?
Yeah,
I gave...
Could you see, ma'am?
Not yet.
Really? Wait po. I'll just try once more. Ito, how about that po?
Yeah.
Did you see that clearly po?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
So,
are you starting na?
Wait po. Yeah. I'll start po. Before I start my speech po. Yeah.
Wait, my stopwatch is missing. All right.
Is it really up to 6 minutes?
Within 4 minutes to 6 minutes.
Okay po. Ma'am, just cue me po if I don't have time na po.
Yes.
Thank you po.
Alrighty.
Okay po.
I will do this pag 6 minutes na. So if I do this, that means you're going over already.
I have a question po.
Yes.
If I exceeded 6 minutes, when was the deduction? 6:01? 6 minutes and 1 second?
Every
or
10 seconds.
Every 10 seconds.
1 point deduction.
Okay.
But of course, if you exceeded 6 minutes, that's already one point.
Okay po.
Okay.
Okay po.
Ready?
Yes po.
All right.
Before I start my speech, I wanted to greet you all a beautiful afternoon. I hope you are all doing good. As we live in this world, each time we face people, right? When we wake up until we lie down, we face people, right? Whenever we buy food, we face people. But how about this? Wait. I must end it. There's no hope left. I'll be at peace. No one had anything to do with this. My decision totally. It was Marilyn Monroe on August 5, 1962. And also Robin Williams. He is a comedian. And it was stated that he committed suicide at their home. And also Tony Scott. Tony Scott, also a British producer and director known for his top rating movie, Top Gun. How about this? I'm sorry, but I would rather die than wake up tomorrow feeling the way I feel right now. According to World Health Organization, close to 800,000 people take their own lives every year, which is one person per every 40 seconds. And there are many more people who attempt suicide occurs throughout the lifespan, and the second leading cause of death among 15 to 29 years old globally in 2016. But let me ask you this question. What do you think the reason why those rich people mentioned above decided to take their own lives? The reason is simply, it is because of depression. Now, depression is an extreme sadness or sorrow without hope. Jim Berg gave a simple pattern of depression. Depression starts from disappointment, and then discouragement, and then that leads to depression. Depression is a wrong or result of wrong reaction to certain losses in life. Sometimes the loss can be tangible, like loss of job, money, and also on the other hand, it can be also intangible, like loss of respect in someone's eyes or loss of control in some area. The sad reality is this: no one is exempted from depression. Even for us, believers or non-believers, rich or an average person, you are not exempted from depression. But I need to tell you something that you might not know. You have the most beautiful smile in the whole wide world. So don't be shy to give it to every person that you meet. Because sometimes shyness is just an excuse for to cover up our selfishness. Each individual, even in our own family, have their own struggle. You must care. You should. Sometimes we tend to focus on our selfishness and selfish desires and forget to care for the people around us. Now, let me ask you this question. When was the last time that you sincerely cared for someone or for the people around you? Or when was the last time that you spent time with your family? Or the last time that you lend your ears to your friends? When was the last time that you greeted someone? Like, good afternoon, hi. Sometimes we tend to say that I'm praying for you, but sometimes praying is not hindi sapat. You need to tell the person, I care for you. I'm here to help you. May we be reminded that we can help prevent the growing suicidal cases by making simple efforts, like listening to them, offering help to your classmate, or to your family, your mother, your father, tell them that you love them. And we must not forget, small talks matter. According to Jim Berg, a reminder for him, watch how you muse and what you choose when you lose. Let me ask you the last question before I end. What do you think gives you joy? Is it your money, your job, your studies, your boyfriend or your girlfriend, dreams, or even fame? Because you will know where a person's hope lies based on what makes them happy. We may be reminded to watch and be careful on how we muse and what we choose when we lose. Have a great day, and I am praying for you all. May you be caring to your friends and to your family in this time of pandemic. Good afternoon.
5 minutes, 50 seconds. So you did not exceed.
Thank you for listening.
So everybody, let us all smile. Hi. Hannah, hang on a minute. I'll just write one more sentence for Vince. And then it's going to be your turn. Is Michelle still with us? Okay. So, Hannah. Okay.
Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon. Starting.
Are you tired of always being under pressure or facing deadlines every day? Are you stressed? If you are, I'll tell you need to relax. Sounds good, diba? Today, I will share you some reasons why we need to relax, and I will share also my personal ways how I relax. We cannot stop Google Classroom from reminding us of our homework, and to thank Google Classroom for reminding us of our homework. But we can pause doing our homework, and that is okay. Some relax to avoid work, and that is not good because that's laziness or slothfulness, and we don't relax to avoid work. We relax to be more efficient and be more productive in our studies or our work. But I'll tell you this, you don't need to feel guilty if you want to relax because we need to rest. And why do we need to relax? First is to be physically and mentally healthy. In US, 77% of the population affected or experiencing physical symptoms of stress. So relaxation reduces stress, depressions, and anxiety. Relaxation also lowers heart rate and lowers blood pressure. It is a lack of relaxation result serious health problems. So, and the second thing is that you relax to have a good social life. Social element cannot be easily moved from us. Why? Because we are social beings and we need to develop. And our development requires social motivation, social interactions. And do that, we can improve our memory. We can also, and we can avoid also brain diseases from that. And one way I do is that I find having coffee with my friends really relax. And third, you need to relax to have a proper emotional reaction. Our brain processes our emotions, and our brain needs to recognize and to react the right way. Needs time to relax. Do that, you will lessen your negative emotion. That lessens your emotion, negative emotion. Then also, like me, when I'm stressed, I tend to be more irritable, or my irritability is that's one thing. And when I'm stressed, what do I do? These are some personal ways. Third, those are two. First is I sleep. I sleep. I sleep. I make sure I have enough sleep. I sleep 7 hours a day. Why? Because sleep restores energy. Even when we are just sitting the whole day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. we release energy. So we need to release energy. Second is that sleep repair our muscles. We have 600 muscles in our body that needs to be repaired, and that's very important because when we sleep, our body produces hormone that repairs our muscle. Then I also want to urge you that when you sleep, your body is still working, and you don't have to be guilty sleeping. Because when you are sleeping, does not mean you're wasting time. Don't regret or be sorry when you spend time sleep. You need to sleep. For me, sleeping is a part of staying alive or surviving. Second thing I do is I run 40 minutes a day. Like Denril, I also like exercising. In order to relax, I do exercise. I exercise. My exercises don't make my stress appear, but it helps me clears my thoughts. How? We run on a hill. So when we are running, it's so hard to pursue, and we need to focus on finishing the goal for the day, like 5 runs, and because it's so high, we need to focus on just running. And when I'm running, I'm running, and when I'm studying, I'm studying. It clears my thoughts. And then when I'm running, my homework comes to my mind. When I'm running, it's I'm focused on the wherever place I run. And inclusion, give time to relax. You need to relax. You need to sleep and exercise. But I will encourage you to find your ways, your personal ways to relax. And Black said, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to relax. Relax to have a healthy body, mind, relax to have proper emotion and good social life.
5 minutes, 10 seconds. And finally, Michelle, can we try your, is your connection okay?
Yes, ma'am. Madilim
Okay.
lang po.
Yeah.
Madilim lang po.
But I was able to see you kanina.
Ano na po, ma'am? Wala nang... Nasa loob po kasi ako ng bahay, ma'am. Kaso walang ilaw po.
Oh.
Nasa ano po, pinsan ko po ako. Kasi malakas pa yung signal. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Ayan.
Nakikita niyo na po ba ako?
Yes.
Yes po. Ay, kinakabahan na yun.
Okay.
Magandang gabi po sa atin. Ang kape ay ang pinaka-popular na inumin sa buong mundo. Saan ka man panig na mapunta, ito ay maaaring ialok sa iyo. May kasabihan nga tayo na kapag matigas ang pandesal, isawsaw sa mainit na kape. Ang aktibo at pangunahing sangkap ng kape ay ang caffeine. Ang caffeine ay mapait at ito ay nagmumula sa ilang mga halaman. At karaniwang natatagpuan ang caffeine sa mga inumin tulad na lang ng soft drink, ng kape, ng soda, ng chocolate at sa ilang mga gamot na kung tawagin ay stimulant. Tunay na maraming benepisyo ang pag-inom or regular na pag-inom sa kape. Una ay ito ay nakakapagsigla ng sistema ng utak o central nervous system. Ito din ay malaking tulong para maging alisto at gising buong araw. Ito din ay nakakapagpabuti ng memorya at kaisipan ng tao. At ito din ay napapabilis ang pag-iisip at napapabuti ang memorya ng mga matanda. Ayon din sa mga scientists na pinag-aralan nila ito, ay may mga epekto ang caffeine sa iba't ibang aspeto ng kalusugan. Una ay hindi lang din ito nakapag-init katawan kapag malamig ang panahon. Ito ay talagang nakakapagsigla at nakapaggising sa isip. At nakakapagising dahil sa sangkap nito na caffeine. Ang caffeine ay napapabuti sa ating kondisyon, sa ating reaction, sa ating memorya at pagkaalisto at pangkalahatang kaunawaan. Ang kape rin ay maaring maring nagpapakababa or nakapagpababa sa panganib sa Alzheimer's at sa Parkinson's disease. At may tamang or may ayon sa mga dalubhasa, may mga katamtamang pag-inom or konsumo sa kape. Ito ay nasa 200 or 300 milligrams or katumbas nito ay nasa 2 o 4 na tasang kape. At ito ay mabuti sa kalusugan.
Oh, that's it? That's it, Michelle? Are you sure? It was only 3 minutes. So you are 1 minute short. Okay. So, yeah. On Friday, we will still meet. Just talk about general observations from the past speeches, but especially on this speech, no? And then maybe some pointers for your exam next week, because you have a midterm exam, but it's gonna be just about all these formal speeches. I will let you off early, 10 minutes early. That's your reward for being persuasive enough. Yeah, right. Okay, and I'll see you on Friday.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Finish
day,
off
everyone.
the grades for the rest.
Salamat.